Yo. Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? All right, let's get it going here. So, it's been a little while since we've live built a Gundam kit, hasn't it? Just there hasn't really been much coming out recently. Let's see. Yeah, I think the last few things we live built was like the all wave kits. Well, the standing tortoise kit and then the Krakenvogel. So I mean, yeah, it's been a little while. All right, so we're also at a very different time. Usually I like to stream in the morning. That way it's not super late for you guys there in the US. Yeah, I didn't have this kit ready. This morning I was preparing the kit for live streaming. I was planning to live stream tomorrow, but I remembered that actually tomorrow I'll be joining Brian's live stream, Bro Builder. So like tomorrow morning my time, whatever time that ends up being for where you guys are. Check out the live stream on Brian's channel, and I'll be there hanging out. It's not really like for anything, not for critique, not for like interview or anything, just hanging out. I think there's going to be a bunch of people there hanging out too. So needing to sleep. Thank you, Danjo, as always, for the super chat there. And Mike Wazowski had a question. Have you got the RG wing in hand yet? No, I decided to pass on reviewing that kit, actually, at the last minute. I was planning to, but I finally decided to just not, because honestly, the kit looks cool. It looks great. I'm sure it's going to be a really nice kit. I'm not really that interested in it. And I'm sure plenty of other people are going to review it, so you guys don't really need my input on it so much. But yeah, I don't know. Just not that. Have you guys heard me talk about it before? The original wing design is probably my least favorite version of the Wing Gundam as well too. Let's see. Waiting 1 hour for Hathaway to come out on Netflix. And Ready on Twitch said, "Hey dude, I don't watch much, but it would be a lot less confusing if you don't make your Twitch icon black and white." My Twitch icon black and white? Okay. I'll look into that. I haven't, done any sort of updates or anything like on my Twitch page forever. So yeah, I kind of neglect it. It's not really my main thing. I stream there just for people who would like to watch on Twitch. Obviously, YouTube's kind of the main thing for me. So when you're offline, icons get grayed out, so sometimes it'll be difficult to tell if you're online or not. Okay, I get what you mean. Sorry, I got it. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll look into that. All right. So let's see. I think I'm going to give me a second here. Make a little lighting adjustment there. Also, I don't have a lot of time, about an hour and a half or so. Should be plenty enough to build this kit. It's not that complicated of a kit, as you can imagine. Hello. Can you pull strings to get a Regalgu MG made? I would love to. I don't think I have that kind of power, but it would be great if I did. I would love that. When does the Nightingale come out? Next month, I believe. In July, I think, is when the Nightingale comes out. Trav, hello. Now on YouTube, was watching over on Facebook. Yes, probably better. Facebook is also just kind of also stream to Facebook, just for anyone who wants to watch there, but yeah, obviously YouTube's probably where most people are going to be watching. Hey, Deshevster. It's gotta be late there where you're at too, isn't it? Alright, so let's get down to business here. The manual is interesting. It actually has you starting off building the arms first, which is quite unusual, but I'm gonna skip ahead and build the torso first. Interesting that this kit has a gray inner frame. Not super common. I don't remember the mobile suit from Seed well enough to remember if if that kind of like inner frame color in the series was gray or not. I don't remember, but just based on like getting the parts all prepped and everything for this, I think it's going to be a good one. I mean, pretty solid. Very similar to an RE kit, as that's basically what it is. It's basically RE 100 kits, just with the different branding on it. So, if you were typically not a fan of RE 100 kits, then I hope you'll rethink that with this one. Oh, that's to the back. Okay, kind of weird. Alright. By the way, what is full mechanics line and what's the difference with RE100? Well, yeah, just to clarify what the difference is, it's basically, as far as I can tell, that basically they just use the different titles for depending on the series. So like RE100 kits, seems like they only use RE100 for things from Universal Century, and anything other than Universal Century they just will use the full mechanics label. So Iron Blood Orphans and now Gundam Seed as well too. I haven't ever seen Bandai say anything to confirm that like officially, but that's what seems to be the case, at least as far as I can tell. So otherwise, I mean, like as far as like the builds themselves go, they are very similar. They're meant to look like master grades without having the full inner frame. They're meant to be like very detailed and all that. Not the case for all of the kits, but in general they don't have a lot of seam lines on them, which is nice. So you can sometimes see people like comparing them as like or describing them as like 1/100 scale versions of high grade kits basically, but I think they're, number one, much more detailed, and number two, generally they don't have as much going on in the way of seam lines. So I don't think that's quite the right comparison to make. What's going on with this piece? Why is this not fitting in here? Oh, maybe that's it. Just it doesn't fit in there all the way, just a little bit like that. Okay. But no, I feel like this part is not plugged in there all the way. Okay, there we go. Like that. It's kind of weird. Anyway, I guess that's right. The thing that's strange about this is that like at the very center of this part, where there's a little tiny black bit, which is part of this piece, like on the back, that black piece, you can see a little bit of that poking through right at the very center, but there's kind of a gap. It's kind of like sunken down into there. Now, hang on a second, guys. Okay. So Ethan asks, is RE100 dead? Well, it certainly seems like that. Yes, and I saw that Charlie confirmed that Striker packs aren't compatible with the Calamity out of box. Yes, I saw about that as well too. Kind of disappointing. considering like compatibility with the different striker packs is something that they're promoting quite a bit with the new Eclipse Gundam. You would have thought that they would have tried to make that the case for this one as well too. Hang on. Okay. Ooh, oops. Okay, interesting. The way these parts fit on top of the kind of shoulder joint is kind of interesting. It looks weird. Is that right? Kind of weird looking, but okay. The Freedom 2.0 and Justice backpacks do work, from what I know, Damien said. I have not seen anything about that. So if you guys do tune in to the live stream on Brian's channel tomorrow morning, what I'm going to be working on tomorrow at that time, I thought about just doing this, just live building this during the stream on Brian's channel tomorrow morning, but I wanted to just do this as its own separate thing. And so what I'll be working on tomorrow during Brian's live stream is another Tamotu kit. So you guys remember the Kotobukiya Tamotu kit that I the first one, which I had in white, which I repainted with like a camo pattern on there. That one was a lot of fun, and I also have the orange version now. It's kind of, they recently released the orange and blue versions of that. So I'm doing some custom work on that one as well too. Basically just some simple stuff adding to that, which is mostly already done, but just need just the last couple bits of refinement and stuff. So I'll be working on that just tomorrow morning on Brian's channel. And I see Silver Maverick is there. What's going on, Ricardo? Spoilers. Someone you guys talking about Hathaway spoilers or something there? I haven't seen that. Have you tried painting large areas? Sorry, it's moving up in the chat there. Mike asked, have you tried painting large area with paints mixed without retarder before? Is it possible? Yes. I'm not sure. Are you talking about like hand brushing? And by retarder, do you mean like retarder or thinner in general? Because like for airbrushing, I use thinner and retarder, and it's like separate products. So, but it sounds like maybe what you're talking about is not airbrushing, but maybe just like hand painting or something. There are two new ones, yeah, of the Tamotu. Yeah, Deshefter, I saw that. Yeah, there's two new versions of the Tamotu coming out, which are basically the same. They don't have any new parts actually with them, unfortunately, just in new colors. But they do come with some new water slides. Well, the old versions didn't have any water slides at all, but these, they're a collaboration with Motorism, the designer of the Mechatro kits. So they're kind of like Mechatro themed Tamotu, basically. But yeah, I saw that those are coming out as well too. Danjo asks, could you perhaps leave a link to the channel for the people who don't know where it is? Yeah, I'll post something about it like tomorrow morning ahead of joining the show. So if you guys like catch my normal stream time, which is like normally like around 9:30 a.m. for me, is probably when I'll hop on that stream. I'm not sure exactly if that's when Brian's gonna be starting, but around there. But yeah, if you just search Bro Builder, yeah, you can find them. Is his YouTube channel named Ver.Ka? And I'm thinking that he changed his YouTube channel name to Ver.Ka. Can someone? I always forget. It's kind of like Songdong's channel. I can never remember if it's Gundam Lab or Gunpla Lab. Sorry. Do you think it's pretty much a lock that they will release a Sword of Calamity, but as a P-Bandai Days Flow? I think yes, probably. And Adam mentioned to me the other day about. He asked me, hey, did you see that kind of tease for the Calamity Gundam? I said, no, I haven't. I still have not seen that, so I don't know where he saw that, or he thought he saw that, or if he was not supposed to tell me about that, or I was not supposed to tell you guys about that. But no, I think, yeah, it's very easy to deduce that Bandai will also make a Sword of Calamity, and it's probably a fair assessment that it's going to be premium Bandai, but we'll see. Who knows? Do you plan on picking up Strange Work Frosty Cat? What's that? I don't know what's Strange Work Frosty Cat, sorry. How's the build going, Ben? It's going good so far. Just about the torso, but like, yeah, the difference between this and like the Gunner Zaku Warrior or the Mobile Jin, which I talked about, you know, how kind of simple those are as far as master grades go. This one being kind of like a almost a master grade. They're very close, and that's kind of the impression that I'm getting so far at the moment, is that this is like almost a master grade. It's going to be pretty simple, or pretty close comparison to like the Mobile Jin or the Gunner Zaku Warrior, for example. It's a miracle that this kit exists and looks as good as it does, if you ask me, Saintism. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's not something that I would have ever expected. Yeah, I never would have predicted that Bandai was going to make one of these. If you asked me, like, oh, Bandai's going to make some more full mechanics kits of non-Iron Blood Orphans, and if I had to guess, I certainly would not. I mean, maybe would have guessed Gundam Seed, but definitely wouldn't have guessed this one in particular. But it makes sense. I mean, they've got kind of all of the lead mobile suits basically covered as far as master grade kits go. The master grade Seed line is, I mean, it's quite extensive. They have quite a lot of kits, but not really a lot of enemy mobile suits quite so much. I don't know, but I mean, then again, they do have quite a few as well too. So I don't know. I'm wondering if they're ever going to make a Master Grade Legend. I can assume that the Master Grade Providence sold pretty well, so it seems logical that they'd make a Master Grade Legend as well too. But I don't know. That's interesting. What's going on with that? The way that this front part is connected on there, it's quite strange. It seems like there's some movement of this part or something. Oh yeah, here it is in the manual. The waist front block moves in conjunction with the torso when slid forward. So let's test that out. So yeah, when you move the torso forward, you can, I don't know how well you guys can see that. Can see the crotch part moves forward. Oh, and back too, apparently, a little bit, but that doesn't seem like it's really supposed to do that. Forward, and yeah, I guess back as well too, so that moves kind of on its own, but then it doesn't seem to want to go back into place on its own. You kind of have to press it. But anyway, that's a cool gimmick. Interesting. Sorry, I know there's a lot of questions and stuff coming into the chat. I'm not catching them all, sorry. Is there only one set of hands? Yeah, you have one set of hands and swappable fingers for this, but yeah, basically there's only the like holding hands and a trigger finger hand for the right, and that's it. So yeah, not much in the way of hand options. David asked, watched through G Gundam and loved it. Thanks for the recommendation. Hope to see more HGs in that line. Yeah, good. Good for you for watching G Gundam. It's a fun series. I like it. And yeah, I also hope for more kits from that line. Would be great. Any plan to get the full mechanics Freedom Gundam? No, I don't think so. Probably not. I totally forgot that was a thing, actually, until you just mentioned that. But yeah, they are making that, aren't they? As like it's like a China exclusive thing, right? But no, I don't think so. Probably not. We have the Freedom 2.0 Master Grade, which is amazing. So having like another just different styled version of a 100 scale Freedom is like, I don't know. I don't like the Freedom that much to want to have two different 100 scale versions of it. I like the 2.0 well enough. Shara, any free kits? No giveaway today, sorry to say. James, freedom exclusive for China. Yes, the irony. Alright. Anyway, moving on with the waist here. Again, I'm also kind of going a little bit out of order with the construction of this, but so you got that like that, and missed a couple of nubs on this piece here, it looks like. Yes, I was like cleaning up this kit earlier today, just getting it ready to live build. Just cutting off all the parts from runners and just removing all the nubs and everything. I was working on that this morning, and I was like almost falling asleep while doing it because, in all honesty, kind of hungover today because I was drinking with a friend of mine last night. So I was like, I'm just pretty tired and a little bit hungover, so I didn't know if I was going to want to stream today or not, but after eating some lunch I was feeling better, so I thought, well, I've got the time and I'm going to be busy doing other stuff tomorrow, and I don't want to wait till next week, so might as well just do the stream today. So we're doing it at an inconvenient time. I know for a lot of people, if you're watching in the US, especially the East Coast US, it's super late at night, so not the ideal time frame for me when I like to do live streamings, but hey, better now than like waiting till Monday. But I like the construction of this. Yeah, it's very simple, definitely, but I quite like it actually. You got some nice detail on the inside and outside, like these inner frame parts that are going on the back side of the skirt parts. Not only are quite nicely detailed on the back side, but they have little bits kind of poking out through the front. So you have that kind of, it's kind of something you generally see with master grades, where they have little holes in the armor, where you're seeing like little bits of the inner frame poking out through there. And you have the same thing here with this one. It's pretty nice. All the skirt armor does feel a little bit kind of loosey-goosey, but as long as it stays attached, that's fine. It's only like really annoying if it like constantly falls off, but as long as it stays attached, then it'll be okay. So there you go. Alright, let's build the legs next, so that way we can get it standing. When building kits, do you start bottom down or vice versa? I usually like to get the kit standing as soon as possible, so normally I'll build like the torso first. Well, the order that you're seeing me building this kit is kind of the order that I usually like to do. I build like the torso and the waist section first, and then the legs to get it standing before then doing like the head, arms, backpack, weapons and stuff later. Does it have lots of stickers, or does it have good part separation? Great part separation. The sticker sheet is just this, that's all. Just eyes and a couple of cameras, that's all for the foil sticker sheet. You do have quite a big sticker sheet for marking decals, which again is very, which makes it seem even more like a master grade kit. So aside from it being like, you know, pretty nice construction, there's no full inner frame, but still pretty good construction, it feels like so far. Very nicely detailed, good color separation, and a big sheet of marking stickers, which I don't prefer, but that's what Bandai generally gives with master grade kits. So there you go. Yeah, quite nice. All right, where's the legs? Back one. Oops, sorry about that. Back one page. All right. It's kind of interesting to see how Bandai's kind of bridging the gap between high grades and master grades with kits like this, where The construction is also quite reminiscent of like some of Bandai's nicer high-grade kits recently. Skeleton power. I love having insomnia and catching live stream by accident. Hey, well, sorry to hear about your insomnia, but it allowed you to catch the live stream today, so it all worked out. And thank you for the super chat there. Really appreciate that. Hold on. You can get Gunpla at Target now? Yes, you can. Although I would not really necessarily recommend it. I would recommend you guys, support actual hobby stores. It doesn't have to be USA Gundam Store, although of course I would recommend USA Gundam Store, but if not USA Gundam Store, then at least some sort of hobby store. Target makes plenty of money. Hobby stores have to stay in business based off of model kits and stuff that they sell, right? So I think I would recommend helping to keep hobby stores in business if possible. Target doesn't need your money near as much, but yes, it is pretty interesting. Certainly convenient that you can get Gunpla at a Target. Yeah. It's been a long time. Almost 2 decades, I guess. Close to that, at least 15 years or so, since like you're really able to get a lot of Gunpla from just like big stores like that. You used to be able to get it at like Toys R Us. I'm sure some of you will remember. Yeah, mercenaries. Always deal with your local shop. Yes, local shop. Or if you don't have a local shop, then at least a online like hobby shop like USA Gundam Store or something like that. Whichever is your preferred store. Alright. Oh, and in other news, I'm hoping to do another Genshin Impact live stream. So if you guys have not caught my gaming live streams in the past, I've only done a couple of them, so it's very understandable if you've not seen that before. But I've done a couple of them, and I do enjoy it because I do enjoy that game. It's just kind of hard to find the time to do it between doing this and then just like family time, obviously. So. But yeah, the Kazuha is out in Genshin Impact, and I've been saving up my Primo Gems, well, saving up my wishes, anyway, to try to pull for Kazuha. So sometime over the next few days, I'm going to try to get in some time to do a Genshin Impact live stream and try to pull for Kazuha. So if you guys want to watch that, just, make sure you're following. Look out for the updates on that. I'll let you guys know ahead of time when that's going to be. Very interesting construction here for the leg. The way that these parts go together is quite unique, especially here at the knee section. So like this part for the knee joint then like slots into the back of the leg like that, pops into there, and then you put these pieces on the side. So this one is gonna go like this. And there is a specific left and right side, although it's hardly different. Okay. Oh shoot, wait a minute. Oops, I forgot something. Darn it. I was gonna say, I'm noticing this big gap. I'm like, are they really gonna leave this huge gap in the back of the leg like that? But no, I forgot this piece. So I need to pull these off again. Mona or Lisa? I don't have Mona. And honestly, I've never, I don't know much about Mona's gameplay. I know, she is pretty widely used, I suppose, while for people who do have her a lot, I think, she's a pretty popular character. But honestly, I've never, watched her, videos of her gameplay very much, so I don't really even know much about her character, really. Same with Albedo. I really couldn't tell you anything about, how Albedo is played. I didn't get them, either of them. And Lisa, I don't really use Lisa either. I did, of course, a lot more early on in the game. Fuck. But now, like, as far as Electro characters, I have Kaching and Beidou, who I love both of them. So Kaching's 5-star, but Beidou is just more awesome. Not in terms of like power necessarily, but she is a pretty awesome character and pretty busted in as for power as well too. And she's good. Interesting. Yeah, so on the sides of the leg here, this little piece right here is a separate part, but it looks the same on both sides. So I'm wondering why they have that as a separate piece, and that must be related to some variant of the kit that's going to be coming out later. Kaching, yes. Is that? Okay. That connection felt kind of weak. But let me... just need to pop that in entirely. There we go. That, yeah. The hip connection, I gotta say, does feel like it's gonna be maybe a little bit weak, which I'm a little bit kind of worried about. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be maybe too much of an issue. We'll see. So is there a different version of this, like the sword Calamity, for example, that has like some different detail on like part of the thigh or something? I'm gonna check. I don't remember offhand what it looks like. Sword Calamity Gundam. Gundam. Is this a polycapless kit? Yes, there's no polycaps. Yeah, with the Sword Calamity, the leg parts are different, so yeah, definitely can tell that that part's made like that, so that it can be different for the Sword Calamity. Yep, and God, if you look at the Sword Calamity on Wiki, it has the original illustration, which, who's that by? Is it, yeah, Okawara, yeah. It's a god-awful, terrible Okawara artwork, so ugly. I mean, I know he's like OG, but damn. How does this compare to the old 100 scale C to C Destiny kits? Well, obviously it's a much better than that, but actually the old 100 scale seed kits are quite good for what they are. I mean, if you guys have ever built them, you probably know that the C to C Destiny and 00, like non-grade 100 scale kits, are actually all quite nice. This one obviously going to be better in terms of the construction, but also it's just much more detailed as well too. You see the sword custom in the new Hobby Japan. No, I have not seen that, Ricardo, but I'm sure you can send me a link on Twitter. If Bandai can bastardize an existing kit to put a new one, they definitely will. Yeah. Alright, as for the other leg, okay, so now after building one leg, let's see if I can build this other leg without looking at the instructions at all. I should be able to do that. I'm a professional gunpla builder, right? I have to be able to put a kit together without the instructions. And I don't think it's going to be too complicated for this one. I also just have a terrible memory though as well too, so it's not going to help. Certainly not going to do it necessarily in the same order. Oh, this is already out? Zero said, yes, indeed. It's fresh. Fresh out. What would you predict or like to see 2021 lineup to be? That's a good question. I don't know, honestly, and I don't really think too much about it because, you know, I don't know. There's just no way to know what Bandai is gonna do ever, so it just feels like complete waste to even try to guess what's gonna be coming out. I mean, you could say like it's pretty fair to assume that we'll get like an HG Shenlong kit, for example, after the Death Scythe, and honestly I wouldn't be too surprised if we see an HG Shenlong even by the end of this year. They could announce it like next month or even like in August or something to be coming out towards the end of the year, but I don't think so. I think basically we kind of already have the lineup for most everything that's going to be coming out this year, so I wouldn't necessarily expect it to be coming out later this year, but it's possible. But yeah, I think safe to say we'll probably get an HG Shenlong next year. We already know that we're gonna get some more stuff related to like the new seed projects that are coming out, so I don't know if it's gonna be something related to Eclipse or the new movie that's coming out, but Bandai already put out that like teaser image that there's more kits coming out seed related, so safe to assume we'll get some new this one was this full mechanics kit as well too, I think. I don't know if it's just only going to be the sword Calamity or something else as well too. I don't know what it would be, but safe to assume we'll probably see something else similar to this kit come out. There you go. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, no seam lines at all on this so far, which is awesome. And I don't think we're going to have any at all, actually. Maybe a little bit here on the top of the shoulder. But let's see. More Hathaway UC kits. That's possible, but I'm not sure about that. I think honestly, I would actually probably, I would actually bet that we won't see too much more come out from Hathaway, because now that the movie's out, it's done now. Bandai, you know, put out the different kits, whatever, to hype the movie, and now the movie's out. It's kind of like Thunderbolt. After Thunderbolt ended, we didn't see any more Thunderbolt kits because it's already kind of done at that point, so they move on to other stuff. So I'm not sure if we'll see anything else from Hathaway's Flash. If I had to guess, I would guess we will not, but could certainly be wrong. GG Andalusia or Ganyu. I don't have Ganyu, and I don't really even want Ganyu. I'm a mobile player, so I don't really like using bow characters. Number one, and number two, I don't really like Ganyu's design either. And I don't really understand why so many people do. It seems like she's kind of a fan favorite for like fan art a lot. I see a lot of fan art of Ganyu, and I don't really like her character design, so it doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, don't have Ganyu, don't want Ganyu. I understand she's quite a strong character, but I'm good on that. Yeah. Does this kit use swappable fingers? Yes, it does, and you don't really have much options. As I was just saying earlier, on the left hand you only have the holding hand options, and on the right you only have holding hand and trigger finger, and that's it. So once again, Bandai leaving us very high and dry when it comes to hand option parts for this kit. I don't know what is Bandai's aversion to giving more hand options with their kits. It's really, if I had to like, if you asked me like what's my number one complaint with like Bandai's as a company or as a product, like the products that they make, it would either be the lack of hand options or the lack of water slide decals with their kits, both of which are pretty inexcusable. Obviously, the reason, like, if you asked anyone like at Bandai or like anyone who's paying attention, the reason is just that their kits are more aimed towards children generally, and you know, water slides or like more hand option parts are just not necessarily like what kids want out of models. It's just what us like modelers want out of the models. But still, I mean, like, why not just include them in there? It's not like asking to add that much that would like break the bank for Bandai to include stuff like that in the kits, you know? Oof. Is that right? Oh. There we go. Yeah, but I mean, phew, no seam lines on this kit at all. You certainly got some mold lines on there, but no seams. And plenty of detail. I'm just worried because it makes me want to paint the kit right away, but I've already got like 5 other kits that I'm like working on at the moment that are all like basically at the stage of being ready to paint or almost ready to paint already. So kind of don't want to add something else to the queue, but this is certainly going to be a tempting one to paint. Yeah, I thought that arm was not plugged in there all the way. I can also tell though that there are going to be some weak points with this kit. I mentioned the skirt armor before, and also the hip joint, also the connection of like the legs and the hips also seems a little bit weak. The upper arm as well too, I can tell it's going to be kind of a little bit of a weak point there. It's looking like. So gonna want to tighten up some of those joints, I think, on this one. People need to understand he needs to take off his shirt. What? Me? Haven't visited this channel in months. Oh, well, hi Cheeseburger, welcome back. Probably not catching me at my best. Just going through with this live build. And not really feeling my best at the moment and just trying to get through it because I don't have a ton of time. It's kind of the end of the day, getting towards the end of the day here. And yeah. Yes, missed that. Thoughts on what the next MG Ver.Ka will be, or what you hope Bandai release? The next Ver.Ka, no idea. The wing Ver.Ka really kind of surprised me. I never would have guessed that, so I don't know. The next one could also be a kind of out of left field, totally surprising thing, or it could be something super predictable like I don't know, what would be a really predictable one? Actually, what I would like, and probably a lot of people maybe not necessarily agree with this, but I would actually like a RX-78's 2.0 Ver.Ka, because that's old Ver.Ka kit. And I like the design. I like Katoki's design for that kit, but the kit's pretty old at this point now, so I would like to see like a 2.0 version of the master grade RX-78 Ver.Ka. I think that would be cool. I'd like that. But I understand that some people might be kind of tired of new versions of the RX-78 coming out all the time. I understand that, so I don't know how many of you guys would agree with me in wanting that kit, but as a fan of that design, I would love to see that. Zaku 2 Ver.Ka? Yeah. Totally would be cool to see Katoki's take on a Zaku MG. Yeah. Actually, I just want an Origin Zaku MG kit. That would be nice. So we got the Master Grade Origin Gundam, which is very nice. So it'd be cool to see a Zaku to go along with that. I think Char's Zaku would make sense. Ah, I think I didn't have the other arm pushed in all the way. I'll have to check that. Seems a better connection if you kind of press it in just a little bit further. See if I can do that. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, it clicked a little bit. Still maybe not super tight, but it does have a little bit of a click. You push it in even farther. So okay, that's good. It's better then. Very nice. And so I wonder if the hip is also the same, because it also looks like maybe that can go in a slight bit more if I just give it a little bit more pressure. Let me see. No, maybe not. No, that's it. Alright, anyway. You're building so fast. Well, it's a pretty quick build. Yes, I mean, I am trying to build it a little bit fast, like I said, because I don't have a lot of time at the moment. But it's a quick build. Yeah. The head, which I want to build next here, you guys will be surprised to see, and I was quite surprised, there's a lot of parts for the head, actually. A lot of little parts. There's a lot going on here with the head. Let's count the parts. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, come on, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, that's quite a lot of parts just for the head on this guy. Senpai asked RE100. No, RE100 this. If you're asking if I prefer RE100 or this, they're interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. I mean, obviously, I think this one there's some variance among the RE100 line. They're not all designed completely uniformly. I think some are designed in a little bit different ways. So, but I think this is basically keeping in line with the RE100 line. If this would have come out as an RE100 kit, I wouldn't have thought it weird. I would have thought, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Seems like an RE100 kit, sure. It does seem better than some RE100 kits, yeah, definitely, but not that drastically different. So, if you're asking my preference between the two, I don't know. I'm not sure what the position of this line, where does it sit compared to MG? Okay. I'm just kind of tired of talking about this at this point. Sorry. I'm not like to get mad at anyone, but yes. How close is this to MG? The MG line has a lot. Are you guys sensing another rant video coming in the near future to explain about this? The RE100 line, or I'm totally messed up now. The MG line has a very wide range of complexity. You have like the early MG kits, which are super simple, and then you have some of the later MG kits, which like the Jagan and the Gunner Zaku Warrior and the Mobile Jin, which are also quite simple as far as like MG kits compared to something like the MG 2.0 F91 or the 2.0 Freedom. Those are 2.0s obviously, so you would expect them to be a little bit more complicated, but 2.0 doesn't necessarily mean that it's a more complicated design than the original. It just means it's a new updated version of the original. So I mean, you have some kits which are not a 2.0, but they're basically kind of the same complexity like a 2.0, just because they're just modern kits. So if you want to say like comparing something to the MG line, it's kind of hard to compare something to the MG line in general, because even within the MG line there's so much variance within the MG line, because it's been going for a long time. And so you have older kits, newer kits, you have Ver.Ka kits, and 2.0 kits, and all this kind of stuff. So how does this compare to an MG kit? Well, it doesn't compare at all to something like the Hathaway Ver.Ka, because that has like inner frame, second layer inner frame, and then like tons of parts for all the armor and everything like that. This is super simple in comparison. But if you're comparing this to like the Mobile Jin, for example, as I was talking about earlier, it's pretty close to that actually. Yes, so it's not that much different from something like the Mobile Jin or the Gunnerzak Warrior, but it's very different from something like the Hathaway Ver.Ka or the Freedom 2.0, or I don't know what's or the Wing Ver.Ka, just another recent one that's come out. So yes, that's why answering that question is complicated. You kind of have to just I don't know, in general, this would not be necessarily for this kit or any particular kits really. It's kind of best to just kind of look at how kits are on their own and not like trying to compare them, because even like this isn't a full mechanics line. So even if you would compare this to other kits within the full mechanics line, which aside from this kit only includes IBO kits, all the IBO kits have a full inner frame, so they're even more like master grades even than this, in the aspect that they have a full inner frame. But even comparing this to the full mechanics Iron Blooded Orphans kits, it does like feel quite different in terms of like the construction, because it doesn't have the inner frame. But in terms of like what it is and what it does, what it's supposed to be, they're very similar. Just in the fact that they're just supposed to look like master grades on the outside without having the complexity on the inside. Another indicator of a coming variant of this kit, you have this little piece that goes on like the top of the crest on the top of the head there. That seems like, why would that be a separate piece? But I can only assume it's a separate piece just because it's going to be a different piece for a variant later on. Anyway, actually, while recording the unboxing for this video, I did do like a little mini rant, just kind of explaining about that, what I just finished explaining about the difference between MG and RE and full mechanics. So I did give like kind of a brief explanation of that like for the unboxing portion of the video. It's a very tiny, super tiny little green sticker here for this back camera. Also, as I was saying earlier, if you guys are coming into the stream much later, as I said at the start, that another way that this is very similar to an MG kit is just the sticker decals that you get with this. So a sticker decal sheet like this is what you would normally see with a lot of master grade kits. So there's that as well too. This part goes on the back of the head, and this part on the top, and then you got separate parts here for the face vents here and here, and then the little fins on the side of the head, and the main V-fin, and a nub there. Yeah, I can tell that I was very sleepy while removing all the nubs on this earlier this morning, because there's quite a few that I missed because I was dozing off while I was doing it. I was very close to saying, alright, I gotta go home and take a nap. I was almost saying, I need to go take a nap, but I powered through, and I ate a sandwich, and that helped a lot. Alright, pretty good. I'll turn off this. Ooh, I had the air conditioner on and it's getting cold now. You did it. Did I do it? Sorry for double posting. Forget Seed full mechanics. What G Gundam full mechanics would you like to see? Boom cannon. Honestly, like for G Gundam mobile suits, I would much prefer them as master grade kits. You know, I mean, you guys know I love the RE100 line. I don't mind the line at all. I like it quite a bit, and this kit I'm enjoying quite a bit as well too. So I mean, if it was full mechanics or nothing, of course I would take new full mechanics G kits, G Gundam kits. But if it was master grade or full mechanics, I would prefer master grade, just because I think the G Gundam designs, I think, have to, you know, be able to do like really crazy poses and stuff like that, and I think just for stability's sake, having the full inner frame, I think, would make them a lot more fun to pose. Kits like this and like the RE100 kits, the posability on them is good and they're solid enough, but I think just having a little bit more stability in them would probably be for the best. That said, what G Gundam full mechanics would you? Which Gundams would I like to see? I mean, most of the Gundam designs, honestly, I don't actually really like all that much. I like the series, so I mean, just like the God Gundam would be cool. Master Gundam is another one that I like quite a bit, so I would love it if we would see a Master Gundam. The Shining Gundam and what's the other one? Rising Gundam are okay. I think God Gundam's probably my favorite amongst like the different lead Gundams. Like other Shuffle Alliance Gundams, probably the Dragon Gundam would be probably my favorite. The Rose and the Maxstar are pretty goofy. I don't really like them at all. Bolt Gundam's kind of okay. The Dragon Gundam probably would be the one I would choose. Would be my favorite out of those. Otherwise, it'd be cool to see something like it'd be cool if they did like a new master grade, like 2.0 God Gundam, and then they did like a full mechanics release of like the Death Army, something like that. Would be cool. But considering it took them so long to make an HG Death Army kit, I would not expect that to actually be a reality. I don't know, but we can dream. That would be cool. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, what other designs would be cool? The Nobel. The Nobel would be cool. Let's see. Obviously, and I know you guys are talking about the Tequila Gundam. I know that's funny, haha, Tequila Gundam. But, I mean, honestly, it would be funny, I guess. But I mean, I don't know if I would really be, like, honestly interested in actually building it. It would really only just exist as a joke, which, I don't know. As far as like something that I would actually be interested in building, it wouldn't be up there. But there's some cool designs. Corona Gundam. Beer Gundam. Something like the what's the one? It's like kind of one of the final boss ones. That's like the big flying one, has like just like the big wings and like it kind of transforms. What's the name of that one? I'm thinking like Razor Gundam, but that's not right. Something like that. What's that one called? That one would be cool. That would never happen, but if we were to see some sort of like just even an HG kit of that would be cool. I think we definitely would never see like a master grade or even a RE or a full mechanics kit. But if we get like just at least an HG kit of that, that would be super cool. What's that one called? Not the H1 Razor, no. What's it called? You guys know what I'm talking about. Come on. Don't let me down. What's it called? That fight with the unicorn? No. It's like one of the final boss mobile suits from G Gundam, where there's like there's like the ball one with like the arms that come out. It's like just like a big ball, and there's the big like elephant one with the big giant massive cannons, and then there's the one with the big giant wings. It's like Razor or something. I think that's not right. I don't know. What's going on, Mike? It must be getting pretty late there. It's not Devil Gundam. Yeah, Grandmaster Gundam is where they all come together. But just the flying one on its own has a different name. Walter Gundam is the ball one, yeah. Raven Gundam, I think that's right. Yes, thank you. So yeah, I was thinking something like that. Razor, Raven, there it is. Of course, Raven Gundam. That sounds right. Yes. Heaven Sword Gundam. Yes. That was like the Japanese name or something, right? And they changed it for the English version or something. I remember something like that. But thanks, Ricardo. Alright. So there's our cannons. As for the backpack. Hey, Mike, have you started putting together the Mark V yet? I know you were excited on that one, and you finally got your hands on it. So I'm sure you probably started to work on it right away, but I'm just wondering, how's it going on that? Midnight there. That's so Raven. Uh-huh. So that goes like that, which goes into here. Yes, it's done. Okay, there you go. Already finished putting that together, Mike. How was it? It's awesome, right? I know Josh has started working on his, so a few days ago Josh was sending me some pictures of how he's going on his, putting his together. Oh, you put up a picture on Instagram. Okay. Did not see that. I'll check it out. Yeah, very simple, super simple construction for this, but it's pretty amazing how it's very simple yet elegant, functional, just in that it goes together in a way that is like super simple but does exactly what it needs to do without cutting any corners. I think it could have been done in like a better way. Like if this, it's easy to see how like if this were a proper master grade, how it would be better, but it doesn't feel like they cut corners with this to make it not a master grade. You know what I mean? Like with an HG kit, you can see like where they had to simplify stuff, and this one doesn't seem simplified in a bad way, but just like simplified, streamlined. Maybe I guess is kind of what I want to say. I don't know. You guys get what I mean? It's cool. Very nice build. And quite refreshing. It's different. it's always cool to see like how Bandai doesn't just like stick to like the same style of construction for every single kit they put out. I mean, because they could have just made this like, you know, following the same kind of basic construction as like everything. But it's just always interesting to see how they're kind of just always innovating how stuff goes together and like the construction of stuff. They could get lazy with it, but it's very clear, you know, just building a lot of kits over the years. It's very clear to see how like it's like a constant innovation process for Bandai. It's cool. Zaku Warrior has a different approach. It's targeted towards new builders. Yeah. Interesting that you mentioned that, because actually just earlier this afternoon, what's going on with this? Oh, I put the handle in backwards. That's why. Earlier this afternoon, I just recorded a video of my top recommendations of master grade kits for beginners. You guys maybe have seen recently, a few days ago, Jabman did that on his channel. And people always ask me to do lists and stuff like that, so I figure I might as well do mine as well too. So if you guys are one of those who have asked me in the past to do that type of video, making a list of best master grades for beginners or just anything along those lines, if you've been wanting that type of video from me, I finally broke down and did it. So thank Jabman for finally kind of giving me the push I needed to throw out my 2 cents on that topic. So that video, I gotta edit that and we'll post that probably tomorrow. I don't know if I'll get that done later today. I'll try to, but I'm not sure if I'll get that edited and posted by the end of the day today. More likely you guys will see that probably tomorrow. Kind of interesting how this like back part of this seems like, I don't know about Gundam Seed lore enough to know this for sure, but this seems like it's kind of like a separate piece, as in like kind of like a battery pack kind of unit for the bazooka, or like an energy pack, like an E-pack, if this was something from like UC. But that's kind of interesting, just the back end of that bazooka there. Really cool bazooka design on this. I love the weapons of this Gundam. Alright, let me check. I can see the chat's going and I'm not paying attention to it. Very sorry. I'm going to come back to the chat here before we finish up the bill. Are you building the RG Wing or HG Death Scythe or skipping those kits? David T, yeah, I'm skipping both of them. Sorry to say. But I can tell you, if you want my really quick review on both of those kits, is that they're awesome kits and you should definitely check them out if you're a fan of them. If the kit looks good to you, then I would say go for it, because if you like the design, I'm sure both of them are great, solid kits. It's just that I don't really particularly like the design of them all that much, not enough to want to devote the time to building and reviewing them for you guys. You don't really need my 2 cents to know that they're going to be good kits. You can see what they look like online, so just go for it. I like to be able to share my opinions and thoughts and like analysis on the kits that I'm more interested in and stuff. So just hope we get an MG Gaia and not a no-grade version of it. I would say if we're getting a new 100 scale Gaia, it's probably going to be in the full mechanics line here, like this one. RE100 are definitely for beginners, Jigs said. I don't like that framing, and I would not necessarily agree with that. I think in general, kind of, you're right, sort of, in that RE100 kits are more simple than master grade kits. Yeah, sure, but I mean, you don't like, they're not like, well, you have to be a beginner to enjoy RE100 kits, or like, if you're a real serious builder, then you build master grade kits and not RE100 kits. It's not that sort of framing, I would say. Obviously not a beginner myself, but personally I love the RE100 line, so I really wish that it was not in the grave at the moment, as it seems to be. Mike, you said earlier it felt like the Mark V was made by a different internal team, which was cool. And yeah, Mike, that's another, like I was talking about earlier about Bandai's innovation, like from kit to kit. Yeah, the Mark V, that's one reason why I really enjoyed the Mark V as much as I did, was because, yeah, it was quite a unique kit to build. The construction of it is just different, interesting, so very cool. Yep. A full mechanics Bukyu would be nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the design that much, but it would be cool to see, just to see Bandai make it. Please do gunpla critique. I got a really unique build to show you. I am planning on doing a new gunpla critique episode pretty soon, but I mean, it's for like my Patreon supporters, so if you're interested in joining or submitting work to be critiqued, then by all means, please look into becoming a Patreon supporter. It'd be greatly appreciated. I need to see a Amuro month. Ah, yes, like we did Char month before, a couple years ago. You want to see a Amuro month as well? Amuro's so boring though compared to Char. I mean, yeah, he's the OG Gundam pilot, but just a bit of a snooze fest. But point taken, I will consider that. What kit would you like to see get the RG treatment? I don't know, as you guys know, I'm not really that much of a fan of the RG line. There are certainly some fantastic RG kits out there, which I do like quite a bit. The Sazabi, for example, is a great kit. But yeah, it's just not it's not a line that like I often like wish for something. I'm not like anxiously awaiting my favorite mobile suit design to come out as an RG kit. Like, just for example, if you watch the live streams that I do with Adam on the USA Gundam TV channel, like a common one that I often talk about is the Rosenzulu, because I love the Rosenzulu design. Would I prefer an MG or an RG Rosenzulu? I would much prefer an MG. Or an RG Rosenzulu versus even like an RE100 Rosenzulu. I would much prefer a 100 scale RE100 over an MG, over an RG Rosenzulu. So, I mean, yeah, as far as like wanting kits to come out of designs that I like, I mean, if there's no HG, I would love just a good solid HG. If there is an HG, then I would like a MG or RE100 over an RG. So RG, as far as like wanting a kit, would kind of be like my last choice, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Very cool shield as well too. Man, that's a really nice design, and like the color separation, part separation on that is really nice. I don't really know why the end part is made up of two halves. Again, I'm just going to assume that that's related to some other variant down the line or something. Or that's supposed to be able to open up, I think, maybe, possibly, and that's the reason for that. Or I don't know. What is this? Why is that two separate pieces? Don't really know why, but if it was meant to like kind of parts form, like you could open this part up and like have it like repositioned like this or something like that to be opened up, at the end, like a little claw or something. So don't really know why that's two separate pieces, but there's no seam line there, it's a panel line at the tip, so that's fine. And even on the bazooka, yeah, so you will have a little bit of a seam line here on the bazooka, but that's really about it as far as seam lines go on this. Because everywhere else, yeah, on the backpack, it's all hidden as panel lines, and on the mobile suit itself, there's no seams. Yeah, so a little bit of a seam on the bazooka, and that's it. So, very cool. That's it, guys. It is done. Let me show you here. So, I gotta say, probably the only thing that's maybe a little bit disappointing about this at this point is just the fact that about the hand options. Other than that, it's pretty solid. And the construction of it, yes, is quite unique. So it was quite interesting to put together. Just tells us that there's a Blau Calamity on the way. What's that? I don't even know what that is. I'm just gonna assume it's some other Calamity Gundam variant. Is that like from like a Seed MSV or something like that? There we go. I think maybe I'm gonna have an easier time getting that bazooka up over the shoulder rather than under the shoulder, but there we go. The shoulder armor design on this Gundam is so weird. I've never really quite understood it, but it is what it is. Oh, and what about that last sticker? Where does that sticker go? I can assume probably somewhere in the bazooka, or where? Yes, let's see, it's from the side story manga. Okay, well, yep, that makes sense. Mike Wazowski, this or Zaku Warrior Mobile Jin? That's a good question, Mike. I like them all kind of pretty evenly, honestly, I would say. They're different, of course. Obviously, this is a Gundam. Those are, you know, mono-eyes. Oh, yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know, Mike. Like, kits aside, and like just based on just the design of the mobile suits, probably the Zaku Warrior is my favorite design amongst them all. This, like, design-wise, this one is probably my least favorite. Like, just based on like the artwork and like in the anime, this one's probably my least favorite among them. I do really like the Zaku type mobile suits from Gundam Seed are quite cool. But this kit is good, it's solid. So hey, it's not a bad kit at all. I'll show you guys that. Get it to standing. It does seem already, though I can tell it's gonna be a little bit back heavy. The hip joints do seem the hip joint seems like it could have been a little bit tighter. So you might want to tighten up the hip joint a little bit. So I think you are probably gonna have a couple of weak points on this kit. But overall, I mean, there's still a lot more positive to outweigh the negative of this. But yeah, I'm just trying to see, you can tell, just trying to get it in just a good solid standing pose. There you go. Anyway, but yeah, very cool build, definitely. Would it have been better as a master grade kit? Sure, of course, yes, definitely. But I think it certainly does the job of looking like a master grade on the outside, and that's kind of the whole purpose of this line and the RE100 line. as well too. So does it look like a master grade? Yeah, definitely. It's just not quite as solid as a master grade would be, but otherwise, yeah, it's quite nice. In a perfect world for Gundam fans, we should have all the kits available in every size scale so everyone can find something to suit their preferred grade and GBN game. Yeah, well, yeah, that would be a perfect world. Alright, will we ever see a video of your collection, Raphael? No, probably not really, because I don't keep like a lot of stuff on display. Kits that I paint, I usually sell, and kits that I just build for review usually just go back in the box and then they're just stored away, so there's nothing really much to show, actually. Just see what else is going on in the chat there. But I'm gonna wrap up here pretty soon for today. But yeah, I'll work on the review of this kit tomorrow and then have that posted for you guys over the weekend probably. And yeah, again, I'll hopefully sometime within the next few days do a Genshin Impact live stream as well too. So yeah, if you guys want to watch that, watch me play some Genshin Impact and hopefully get Kazuha. I have 34 wishes at the moment saved up, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hopefully that'll be enough to pull Kazuha. I'm not really worried about getting like any constellations. If I can just get one, that'll be fine. I'll be happy with that. But yeah, sometime within the next couple of days, hopefully we'll do a live stream for that. And as far as like the next building live stream, I'm not sure. I did get where'd it go? Also, well, the new RG Ava Mark 6 I got in. I don't really plan on live streaming that though. And Juggernaut. I mean, I already built and reviewed one of these. This is just the new variation of the Juggernaut from '86. So I'm not sure if you guys would really want to see a live build of this or not. I don't know. They're kind of very cool kit. Anyway, but I'm not sure how much there is really to show like on a live stream. I don't know. Have you fight all of the event bosses yet? No, I've not done that yet. I need to finish that. I did like the first half of the event bosses. You know, not that difficult. Not as difficult as I was expecting. So that's good, I guess. But I'm not fighting them on like the max difficulty. I'm fighting on hard. Not there's like a hard and then one more. Was it very hard? I think after that, I'm not doing very hard. I maybe could manage it, but I'm not really. If I can get the points and the rewards that I need from just beating on hard, that's enough for me. I'm not really worried about like trying to get like the best score or something, whatever. I've added an 86 custom tank project to the queue. That's awesome, Mike. You'll like it a lot. It's a cool design and a good, you know, bridging of the gap between like the mecha sci-fi stuff and tank armor kits. So that should be fun. If you're not up to date with the recent leaks for version 1.7 of Genshin, you're up for a surprise. Ah, well, no, I don't think I've seen anything as leaks, so I guess I am up for a surprise. I mean, I am assuming that 1.7 is gonna have some more Inazuma stuff, but I don't know. So that'd be cool. Nice shirt, by the way. Thank you, Senpai. Can you do a Gundam meme again? Yes, I've been meaning to do another meme review video. I just need to do it. Yeah. Good luck on those bosses, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I've not finished the bosses, and I've not done the Kazuha story yet. Been saving that the past couple days. I think they just went live like a day and a half ago or something, right? 2 days ago. So yeah, I've not had a good chance to sit down and enjoy that. Just kind of been grinding. I hadn't. Anyway, I won't get into it. But I pulled a Favonius Greatsword today. Woo! So that was exciting. Not on like there's the two types of wishes, right? I can't remember what they're called at the moment, but on like not the purple wishes, the blue wishes. Yeah. I got one and used that, and I haven't gotten anything from those in a while, so I thought I'm due to get something out of the blue wishes, and finally pulled something, and it was a Favonius Greatsword, so very anticlimactic. Yeah, I already have the Greatsword, so I got it to a second refinement. I already had one and then got another one to first refinement, and now I got it on second refinement, so it's a great sword for Eula or Diluc. Yeah, for Eula I'm using the what's this, Star Silver one, the one that you can craft. And then for Diluc I'm using a different one as well too, I forget what it's called, but the one that allows you to, or it gives you like it's like a 50% chance to end the cooldown on the elemental burst. So I know it's not usually like the sword that's recommended to use with Diluc, but I like being able to spam his elemental burst because it's like 50%, and it even seems like it's like, yeah, it's pretty high rate of being able to use his elemental burst quite a lot, which is pretty strong, so I use that a lot. Sacrificial Greatsword, that's what it is, thank you. Yes. Yep. That's what I use with Diluc. I'm skipping Kazuha and staying strong for Ayaka. Yeah, I really want Ayaka as well too, but it's really hard to just like not try to get a character, so I think no choice. I'm just crossing my fingers that I can get Kazuha without having to use too many wishes. Hopefully I can just get him, fingers crossed, pretty quick, so that I can save a lot of those wishes for later for Ayaka. But Slowpoke asked, will you do meetups when you get back to the US? Yeah, definitely, and hopefully I'll be able to go around to like different events and stuff like that. Obviously this is assuming that Corona will be not a thing anymore, like by next year, at least not as much. And then we can actually go around to different events and things, conventions or whatever. So yeah, I'll hopefully be able to travel around more, go to different events, things like that. But it's 50-50, right? Your next 5-star? Yeah, I have to check. I don't know what I'm at for like the pity system. I'd have to go back and check. I don't know, but hopefully, fingers crossed, I can just pull Kazuha pretty quick. Sacrificial on Diluc is very, very fun. Yeah, it's great to spam that. Have you ever watched the Gundam Build Fighters or Divers series? If so, what would you think of the existence of such a video game like Gundam Battle Nexus Online? I watched almost all of Build Fighters. I watched almost none of Build Divers. They're fine. It's not really my cup of tea, to be honest. About the Gump. That is the ZZ Repair 2. Ah, yes. Ah, yeah, someone was talking about that. That's going way back, Mercenary. That's like from last week's live stream with Adam or something, wasn't it? When we were talking about the Gump? That's going way back. Yes, now that you mention it, I do remember that now. I don't know why it slipped my mind at the time, but anyway, fair enough. Have you watched the Hathaway movie yet? No, I have not. The Messer is even better looking in person. I guess you mean like better looking in anime? If you don't get Kazuha and Ayaka, you will get Yoimiya. Well, I would love to get all of them, so that's what I'm gonna hope for. I'm just gonna try my best and hope to get all of them, because I have to get all of them. I'm addicted to getting all the characters if possible, except for Klee. I didn't pull much for Klee. I did a 10 pull for Klee, didn't get her, and I just passed on that. I held strong. But I think as far as like getting new characters, I'm going to try to get new characters. I'm okay with not having any characters that I've already previously missed, like Klee, Ganyu, Mona, a few other ones. I would like to get Xiao. That's one of the past ones that I would actually like to get. Well, Zach is addicted to gambling. Yeah, it's looking that way. Hope your luck will be boosted. Thank you, Farid. Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. Alright, anyway, I'm going to wrap it up for today, guys. And I'll save the more Genshin talk for the Genshin stream coming up sometime in the next few days. But for now, thanks for hanging out, watching the live build here of the Calamity. Very cool kit. Highly recommended. Check it out, guys. And I'll have the review up pretty soon. So I'll see you guys all later. And have a good night. Bye-bye. I closed the thing on